Hello guys, very quickly gonna bring you this build I put together for my brand new DK, which, because of being a Nord, I'm calling the Nordinator. The reason I chose Nord was for the 30% health regen bonus, which you'll understand in a moment. Now, first onto the gear. See, I'm wearing 5 Orgnum scales. Gives you the health recovery, health, and when you're below 60% health, increases your health recovery by 50%. I have 5 of those pieces on, which is the chest, the legs, the belt, and the sword and shield. Now, as well as this, I have Engine Guardian helmet and shoulders, heavy shoulders, and light helmet, because that's the only one I have. I would prefer another heavy one on there to get the extra health regen from the heavy armor bonuses. And I also have Affliction 2-piece for the weapon damage. Jewelry, I have agility, agility. I have 2 healthy and a robust necklace. Do whatever you like with them, as long as you get your health wherever you want it, which my health is around about 21k unbuffed. Now I have on the jewelry, health regen enchants, which you definitely need. All the armor has stamina enchants. And the weapons, I have on stamina on the shield, I have weapon damage enchant on the sword, and a weapon damage enchant on the two-hander. Now for the offset, the two-hander, I just put an Orgnum Scales one in, just so I keep my max health when I switch, even though I lose the 5 bonus when I go to two-hand. Ideally, I would like to get a V16 Affliction weapon, which the only one I could find was a V14, which I'm not going to use because the damage difference is huge between the 14 and the 16. As you can see there, 1300 to 1571, so that's a lot of weapon damage you're losing there. So that is my my gear setup, and that gear setup is going to be my PvP setup. When it comes to PvE, what I'm going to do is, for PvE, if I want to tank, I'm going to throw on this Vampire Kiss sword and shield, which of course will replace the Orgnum ones, but then I'll put in I don't have it on me. Oh, there they are. I have 2 Orgnums, which will go in instead of the Affliction. So I'll then switch for PvE for 5 Orgnum and 2 Vampire Kiss. As you can see, you get more health regen from the Vampire Kiss, another 129. And I'll also put in the Footman 3-set jewelry instead of the agility, because I don't need the weapon damage when I'm tanking, I need to tank. So I'll get some more physical resist from this, and that'll be my PvE setup. Now, as far as food goes, consumables, I'm going to be using the Lusty Arcanian Maid Mast, if that's how you pronounce it, and it's a triple regen drink. So I'll be using one of them. Gives you health recovery, magic recovery, and stamina recovery. And my stats as it stands, I only have 9k magicka, but magicka recovery is 966, which is good for a stand build. Health is just over 21k, health recovery unbuffed is 3400. Stamina 22k, and stamina recovery is currently 900. Now my weapon crit and weapon damage both pretty low, 1700 and 22% on the weapon crit. Now this is all unbuffed stats. As you see, spell resist 22.3, physical resist 19.5, so that's pretty solid for unbuff for this build. And you'll see when I go buffed though, use my dragon blood, use my armor. Back to the stats. You see now, health recovery is up to 3,804, and forgot to do it. There we go. Weapon damage just over 2,000 now. I'm going to switch to the two-hand though. That goes up to 2,260, which is respectable for a tank build of this type. And crit goes up to 29%, so it's pretty good with the two-hander. Now remember, that weapon damage will go up when my weapon enchant goes off, which is another 174, so that's going to be closer to 2,500 when that's up, and it's always up because it's, you know, 4-second cooldown, 5-second buff, so yep. But you'll also see that the resistances go up quite a bit with the buffs. 27k spell resist, 25k almost on physical resist. That's very tanky for what this class does. Now as you can see, I've magically teleported over to this cliff top. Now I'm going to show you what this Orgnum scale set does. As you can see, under 60% health, increases health recovery by 50%. So I'm gonna buff up health recovery from Dragon Blood, 3,804. Let's jump off here. Should take me low enough. Yep. And 4,784 health recovery. So that is the health recovery you're gonna pump out with this build when you get under 60% health. And that's passive healing. That cannot be heal debuffed or nothing. You're gonna get healed for almost 5,000 damage every 2 seconds. So now remember, in the PvE set with the vampire kiss and all that good stuff, you will have even more. It's going to be closer to, I think it was about 5,600 when I looked at it in my PvE set with talons on, with vampire's kiss on. 5,600 is incredibly high. It's real good. Now I'm going to hit on the skills I'm using for you. Right. On my sword and board bar, I have Dragon Blood, I have Ignis Shield, I have Ransack, Hardened Armor, and Dragonfire Scale with the ultimate is Take Flight. Now, there is a passive in Draconic Power, which is the Elder Dragon. Every Draconic Power skill you have increases your health recovery 5%. So I have Dragon Blood in there, Hardened Armor in there, Dragonfire Scale in there, and the ultimate Take Flight, all boosting my health recovery. Now for PvE, I'll probably take out Ignis Shield and put in Talons for some, some AoE threat and some more health recovery. But for PvP, I'm going to go with Ignis. And the reason I'm going with Ignis is because, where's it at? In the Earthen Heart, you have Mountain's Blessing, which gives you ultimate and minor brutality every time you use an Earthen Heart ability, which is going to be my Ignis. Now, when am I going to use the Ignis? This is the thing. When my Ancient Guardian procs a Magicka. That's when I'm going to spam Ignis a few times, get my stam boosted up a bit, because you get 5% stamina back every time you use a Earthen Heart ability. So, Magicka procs on Ancient Guardian, spam Ignis Shield. Not only does it negate your damage you're taking, but you also get stamina back. And the stamina is coming from Helping Hands, that one there. Activating the Earthen Heart ability restores 5% stamina. Well, yeah, like I said, for PvE, I'm probably going to put in Choking Talons in instead of Ignis Shield for that extra health regen and the little extra area threat that you'll get. Now for PvP, I'm probably going to put in Heroic Slash instead of Ransack. Reason being, I like the ultimate, I like the snare, I just don't have room for 2 abilities. You're not going to be a killer machine, as you see on there. That tooltip goes up over 5k when I use Rally, but you're not going to be no killer machine, but you will do some damage to people, and you'll be pretty much unkillable yourself. So you're going to be great as an initiator in a group fight. And on my two-handed bar, I have forward momentum. I chose that over Rally because of the immunity to snares and immobilizers. Great for PvP. If you just PvE in, probably want to choose Rally for the big heal at the end. And I have Crit Rush. Obvious reason, Crit Rush is just awesome. That's my gap closer. Even when I'm using the one-hander, I'll switch to that for my gap closer. Executioner. Now this is a finisher that I'm using in the two-hander line. So as soon as I get them down enough, I'll switch to my two-hander and start spamming Executioner. And you'll see I have Hardened Armor and Dragonfly Scale on here again. Now, ideally I wouldn't want both of them on. I would probably put something else here, but I really wanted to not let my health regen drop too much while I'm in two-hander mode, so I kept them on there for the passive. Dragonfly Scale I'll probably keep on anyway, because I want that at my fingertips no matter which weapon I'm using. And Take Flight, again, same reason. It's a great ultimate, closes the gap, knocks people down, and it gives me the health regen. Now, Munderstone, I am using the Steed. Increases your movement speed and your health recovery. And on my gear, I put Divines on as much as I could to get that health recovery up. But you could go, the cookie cutter infused on chest, helm, and legs, as people usually do. But I wanted full Divine for that health recovery as high as I possibly could. And that pretty much sums it up. This is working out really, really well for me. I've used it in both PvE and PvP. Both I'm extremely happy with. Nice resists, decent weapon damage, and recovery through the roof. So if you like this build, awesome. Hope you enjoyed as much as I am. Thank you.